Hello, my name is Sergeant Alan Kolak, the Cape Coral Police Department Public Affairs Office. I'm here to interview Detective Megan Hicks in reference to a large, intensive arrest that was made yesterday afternoon. So, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Could you go into a little bit about what this case actually was and who we actually arrested?
Absolutely. This case, the investigation that I conducted was involving Southern Premier Homes and the owner, Christopher Cheney. We received multiple complaints. It started June 2017. Then more cases came in. They were assigned to me in July 2017. And then I just started, it turned into a larger investigation. And it was in reference to multiple victims. In our case, with our agency, it was a total of 11, providing funds and deposits, things of that nature, necessary monies to build a home, and things that go along with it, whether it's permitting, impact fees, the initial deposit, things of that nature. Unfortunately, the monies that they provided to Mr. Cheney, he did not use them for what they were intended for. And the investigation, like I said, it was an intense, very tedious investigation involving, by the end of it, it was over $700,000.
That the victims lost?
Yes. It breaks it down, and it's better to explain to someone from the outside looking in exactly what it entails, and we have to paint that picture for them to know and understand why we feel that criminal charges should be brought or show the intent. And for this case, I mean, what I try to do is show that Christopher Cheney with Southern Premier Homes conducted, it was an ongoing course of conduct that I believe that the state believes that we as a department showed that he had the intent to defraud by false pretenses or with the intent to build the home. And we're talking about a home, they trusted him to build a home, take various amounts of money to build a home for their retirement or their dream home or the home that they were going to live in. And unfortunately, they were left with nothing. A lot of them were left with nothing. Two of the victims, they did start the home, but every other party, they didn't do it. Nothing was done with the monies that they gave him, which is extremely unfortunate. And some of the victims, most of them, a lot of them live out of state, and we were lucky to be able to investigate this crime because the office was within the city of Cape Coral. But there was two of the lots were in St. James City, one was in Bonita, one was in Alva. So, but again, the monies were exchanged and given to Mr. Cheney within the office that was here in Cape Coral.
So the victims, did they actually have contact with the owner himself, Mr. Cheney?
Yes, they did, as well as his wife who worked at the business, Laura Cheney, and other members of, or employees of Southern Premier Home.
Okay. Now, you advised that you submitted the warrant in February. When did the warrant actually get approved, and when was the arrest made?
The warrant was approved on September 4th, yesterday, and the arrest was also made on September 4th.
Okay, and who made the arrest? You look very happy about that.
I placed Mr. Cheney under arrest.
Very good. Now, did that make you feel good that you were actually able to have conclude the actual case by you making the arrest?
Yes. Sometimes that doesn't necessarily happen for our unit, for the financial crimes unit. A lot of our investigations are very lengthy. They take a lot of work. You need to obtain a lot of documents, and it all takes time. And what's great about this case is that from start to finish, it was something that I was there every step of the way, and this case meant a lot to me just because of the victims. I wanted to make sure that the case was handled appropriately, and I'm just glad that our agency as well as the state attorney's office, we were able to work well together and make sure that this came to fruition. I think it's very important. It's certainly very important to these victims.
And were you able to contact the victims and let them know that he was arrested?
Yes, as soon as I completed the necessary documentation and the arrest for Mr. Cheney, yes, I called each victim, and I delivered the news to them.
So, you already said your name, Detective Hicks. Where exactly are you within the department?
I'm currently assigned to the Financial Crimes Unit, and I have been for the last 4 years.
And how long of service do you have before that?
13 years.
13 years?
Mm-hmm.